Today we're bringing the chills and thrills with R.L. Stine's Just Beyond. Then we're learning Disney character signs with Mark Jones, barking with Turner and Hooch, and so much more. I'm Andre.
I'm Jenny, and this is What's Up Disney Plus, where we talk all things Disney Plus.
Jenny? Jenny?
Boom! Ah! If you thought that was scary, wait till you see the new horror comedy anthology series, Just Beyond, based on the best-selling graphic novels from R.L. Stine.
Here to talk more about the upcoming series is the cast of Just Beyond. Take a look, if you dare.
We are the cast and crew of Just Beyond,
and we are going to create a Would You Rather
Spooky Edition.
Would you rather dive into Hades' River of Death or sneak into an elephant graveyard? Definitely sneak into an elephant graveyard.
Sneak into an elephant graveyard.
Visit a real-life haunted mansion or a real-life jungle cruise. I'm gonna have to go haunted mansion.
I think I would choose Jungle Cruise.
Make a deal with Ursula and lose your voice, or have a door on the scare floor at Monsters, Inc. I want to meet Mike Wazowski, so I'd say have a door on the scare floor at Monsters, Inc.
I'll do the scare floor at Monsters, Inc. Ursula scared the heck out of me when I was little.
Okay, fight against the Marvel zombies or the children of Thanos. I don't want to do either.
I don't remember Marvel zombies being that bad. Children of Thanos are very aggressive, so I'm gonna do Marvel zombies.
I think I'm gonna go with Marvel zombies too. Children of Thanos just seems absolutely terrifying.
Spend a day on Peter Pan's Skull Island or Inside Out Memory Dump. I think I'll do Peter Pan's Skull Island.
Peter Pan's Skull Island because you get to play pirate.
Cross space path with Darth Maul or General Grievous.
I'm gonna say General Grievous. Darth Maul really scares me.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna do General too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. Working with R.L. Stine was a dream come true. It was like a full circle moment for me.
Working with R.L. Stine for me was huge, and yes, I was a big fan of him and his Goosebumps books.
It looks like it's going to be another beautiful day.
I have read almost all of R.L. Stine's books. I think I read them religiously growing up.
Being able to adapt his works was amazing and a huge honor.
It's crazy. I feel really grateful to be here in this moment because 6-7-year-old Lexi could never even imagine that I would be working with R.L. Stine right now.
Every episode is a completely different story with a completely different cast. We tried to honor the legacy of shows like The Twilight Zone and Amazing Stories, but make it for the Disney Plus audience. Most of the stories have teens or tweens as their heroes while telling these hopefully scary and mysterious and spooky stories are also addressing things that are important in the lives of teens and tweens, like anxiety, like friendships.
In the end, they all learn some lesson that helps them kind of navigate whatever they're going through. So I hope that audiences are able to take away just actionable items and tools that could help them apply to any scenario that they're going through in their everyday lives.
For people who feel a little different or are new to a community, I hope my episode inspires them to be their authentic selves.
There is no real normal. Everyone is normal in their own way, and just being able to accept who you are and people around you.
Just don't be scared to face your fears.
Stream Just Beyond now on Disney Plus.
Dad, what did I just say?
And now, here's what's new. The first 2 episodes of Marvel Studios' Hawkeye, streaming November 24th on Disney Plus.
Some stories are worth melting for. Watch Olaf bring classic Disney animation stories to life in Olaf Presents, a series of original shorts streaming on Disney Plus Day, November 12th.
Here's what you need to know. Don't get the cheese touch. Stream Diary of a Wimpy Kid, an all-new original movie on December 3rd on Disney Plus. We had the opportunity to talk with Mark Jones, manager of accessibility and services for guests with disabilities at the Walt Disney World Resort.
We even got to learn some Disney character signs used in the domestic Disney theme parks. Check it out.
Welcome to the show, Mark. So glad to have you here.
Hi, Andre. Hi, Jenny. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your background and your role at Disney.
I've been at Disney almost 24 years. And all 24 of those years as part of the Accessibility and Services for Guests with Disabilities team. Currently, I focus on our services here at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando. I'm what's known as a CODA, and that stands for Child of Deaf Adults. So both of my parents are deaf. I also have one sibling, his name is Paul, and he is deaf as well. So that's sort of my connection into this work, and of course, my passion around sign language.
It's incredible that you used your backstory and knowledge to create accessibility for guests at the parks. What does the process look like for creating sign language for these iconic characters?
The goal is to provide just a real great overall experience for all our guests. So for guests with hearing disabilities, we offer sign language interpretation as one of our park offerings. And tied to that, the venues we interpret many times feature Disney characters. So in our effort to ensure that our guests with hearing disabilities that use ASL want or need to understand kind of what's going on, we've developed a series of signs for those characters who appear in those individual shows.
And is the deaf community involved in helping create some of these signs?
Yes, the deaf community is involved. We have a business employee resource group called Enabled. We also leverage sign language interpreters themselves. So it's a combination of all of those groups to ensure that when we develop a particular sign for a character, that it makes sense and is a good representation of that particular character. And these signs, by the way, are generally done in the presence of the character. So the action that's happening on stage is being signed by the interpreters. So those particular characters are a part of the action.
Can you teach us a couple of Disney signs?
Sure, absolutely, Jenny. I think the first one that we should learn is, of course, wildly popular with our guests is the sign for Mickey Mouse. With all of these character signs that you'll see, we try to leverage something about their appearance so it makes sense for a child who's deaf, and when they see it, they say, yeah, that makes sense, right? For Mickey Mouse, you're gonna make 2 letter C's, and these go kind of on top of your head, like you're putting on a set of mouse ears. See what I'm doing there? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
2 times or more, you're just gonna kind of tap your scalp a little bit with those mouse ears, and then you're gonna say on your mouth, Mickey Mouse. And that's an important part of all of this as you're signing something. It's showing in your face a little bit more definition. So I wanted to show you a sign for Kylo Ren. So you're going to use that C hand shape that we talked about earlier, but this is now going to serve as something that starts up here kind of on your forehead and goes down your face. It's tied to the type of mask that he wears. So this is Kylo, and then you're gonna hold a lightsaber with 2 hands, and you're gonna go one way and then the other way. So all of that together is Kylo Ren. Hawkeye, he uses a sort of a bow and arrow, right? So you're basically going to replicate grabbing an arrow and shooting it. That's the sign for Hawkeye. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of grab behind you, right? And pull an arrow out. You're gonna put that arrow in the bow, you're gonna pull the bow back and you're gonna shoot it. Captain Marvel, the sign for Captain is the letter C, which has come up a few times, and it actually goes right here on your shoulder. And then for Marvel, we're using the letter M. So if you can see here, it's my index finger, my middle finger, and my ring finger all kind of draped over my thumb. If you look at it, it almost looks like the letter M, and that is gonna go right here on your chest. Right here in the middle of your chest. So you're gonna put both of those together and you're gonna do Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
ASL is a long list of vocabulary terms that are just ever changing. So much like English, right? So in ASL, there are those signs that are sort of established that the deaf community knows. But some of these newer characters that we've added in more recently, it takes a little bit of time for that kind of the word to get out. So the hope is that as guests come and visit our properties and they see a particular character sign, they'll remember that sign, and then when they go back into their local communities, use that sign as they're referencing their visit. So it takes a little bit of time, but yes, there's a slow progress in making these signs a bit more established.
It is also National Disability Employment Awareness Month, where we commemorate the many and varied contributions of people with disabilities to America's workplaces. What is important to you about bringing about an inclusive experience to both guests and employees of the Walt Disney Company?
We've had inclusion as part of our business for many, many, many years, but more recently we've formally made inclusion a part of that. Obviously, there's a lot of attention and a lot of focus that we're putting on inclusion of all guests, and part of that is focus on our guests who have disabilities and being very intentional in ensuring that our offerings and our services are inclusive of all of those different groups. I'm very proud to say that we do accessibility really well, and we're always just continuing to try to push the envelope and be better, because we want to continue to offer more and more for our guests with disabilities.
Thank you, Mark, for teaching us these signs. I am honestly inspired to learn more ASL, and thank you for all of your contributions for the disability community and for being on the show.
Well, I want to thank both of you, Jenny and Andre, and that's the sign for thank you, is that right there. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of your show.
Thank you.
It's a lot of bark, but thankfully no bite with this next one, Andre.
That's right. We got some fun facts coming at you to celebrate the season finale of the Disney Plus original series, Turner and Hooch. Take a look.
Hooch! No, Hooch! No, come here, Hooch! Sit. Laura, you can't do this to me. If I leave him at my house, he'll destroy it. He already made me late for work.
Some for you, some for Hooch, and some for me.
Okay.
Kissy face.
Okay, Hooch.
Hooch.
That's enough. All right, great. You know what? Come here. Is that gravy? No, this is insane. This is very unsanitary. Go, Hooch. Go, buddy. Go.
If she's out there, then maybe she'll respond. The season finale of Turner and Hooch is now streaming on Disney Plus.
We kept the scares going with Just Beyond, learned some Disney character signs, and went off the leash with Turner and Hooch. That's our show for today.
Be sure to head on over to Disney Plus to stream all of your favorites, and for more Disney Plus fun, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.
See you later.
We are gonna have such a wonderful time together. Yay!